Hello friends, very good evening. Today there was an article in the Hindu regarding the recent World Population Prospects Report. We all know that United Nations Population Fund has said that India is going to replace China by mid 2023 in terms of its demography, in terms of its population. Right? It has also said that by 2064 India is going to reach the saturation point of 160 or 165 billions of population, and then it is going to come down. So this is our population. It has also said that the total fertility rate in India has come down below the replacement rate of 2.1. That was also ascertained by National Family Health Survey 5 recently in the year 2020. In this context, with a rising population, can we consider that the population is going to be a boon or is it going to be a bane? So black is bane or is it going to be a boon? Obviously, this is a boon for the country. Why it is a boon? Huge amount of population. Just let's understand this. How population can be a boon. Now, how to capture this boon and ensure that it is don't turning out into bane. So this is the thing about demographics, population, very important. How we can make population to be a boon for the country to get or to fetch some results for the country. So the article has given a heading saying that India is the most populous can be boon rather than a bane. Why it is a boon? So he has started about the recent population prospects report that I have clearly said about World Population Fund. In order to become a boon or a bane, in order to determine whether population is boon or bane, the most important thing is not the size of the population but the composition of this population. What do I mean by composition of this population? What is the age group of the people in this population? And particularly, this speaks about the demographic dividend. Right? India is well placed in its so-called age group. So between the so-called 16 to 65 years working age, India has huge number of working age population. That is the best advantage that India is going to have, right? The age composition of the people, which tells about the available supply of ratios. India has this large population of 15 to 64 years rather than dependent population. Hence, our population is going to be one of the biggest advantage. Now, how to be ready to reap this demographic dividend? Three things or four things play a very crucial role. One is about the education, health, skill of the people are four important mechanisms. Employment. Education, skill, employment and health are going to be playing a very crucial role. Now, how employment? Employment is going to make this demographic people not to be free of any work. They will be reaping some benefits. As a result, qualitative jobs should be given to them. India should be ready with that. The second thing is we have to give them proper education, proper skill and proper health. By giving all these three things, the revenue expenditure of the government is going to come down. Say, for example, if the health is very good, no need to spend heavily on health infrastructure or the so-called health subsidies. As a result, government of India should focus on them so that revenue expenditure of the government will come down. This acts as a capital asset. Hence, these are the three or four important things. One is education, health, skill development, and employment opportunities play a very crucial role in order to make sure that the population is transforming from boon to from bane to boon phase. Now, what are the problems that India is facing now? The declining trend in fertility rate. Particularly, we have come below the replacement ratio of 2. What is replacement ratio? The ability of parents to replace or to give birth to 2 children. So, mother and father, they will have 2 children. That is called replacement ratio. Now, it is going to come down. Now, once total fertility rate comes down below replacement rate, it is very hard for us to reverse it. Now, why it was very hard? Because there were some experiences that it proves. For example, countries like Japan, UK, China has faced the similar situations, and today they are promoting something called neonatal or prenatal programs. They are asking people to give more birth, right? So India is having this population, and if we fall below 1.8 replacement rate or fertility rate, then that is going to be a very, very difficult thing for our country to revive from that place. Hence, don't worry about the population rise. Don't go for forced sterilization. These things. Population is always a good thing. We have good amount of young population. Just provide them these four things, and then our population is going to be acting as the best population. This was also reiterated in our previous discussions, saying that after 1991, because of LPG reforms, earlier 1991 socialistic pattern of society used to say that population is responsible for every evil that exists in India. For example, hunger, poverty. But population is never an evil, right? Population is always a positive thing, provided that you are giving them good skills and human capabilities are uplifted, social capabilities are uplifted, and economic capabilities are uplifted. Then it is going to be a very important thing. Hence, whether it is going to be a boon or a bane, that is going to decide on four key parameters, and that four key parameters are human parameters, social capital parameters, economic capital parameters, including your health, education, skills, and employment. As long as this is ensured, demography will always act as a dividend, otherwise it has to act as a disaster. So it is, government should cautiously engage in its policy making to give the population these things at the earliest. Thanks for joining.